Hey, good afternoon everybody. This is Organic Dairyman. Today is Sunday, January 10th, or 10th, excuse me, January 20th. Sunday, January 20th. And yeah, I'm back here behind the milk room over here, and there's anybody that saw my community tab post from the last one about the compressor not working, and well, what do you want, kitty? Huh? You cold? There's cats everywhere around here. But anyways, I just wanted to show everybody what was wrong with it. Part of the problem was this thing here. This is the old one, or an old one. This wasn't the one that was on there, but it's the contact switch here. It goes right behind this cover, and there's contact points. There's contact points in this thing, and they go bad and they won't connect. So this was part of the problem, was that thing there. And yeah, this whole thing here is this is the compressor unit, and the Freon, the canister here, and then the radiator. This is like the radiator thing up here. But anyways, the guy, after he got this all hooked up here last night, he took his voltmeter and was testing it and goes, oh, there ain't no juice there. Well, before he worked on it, behind this thing right here, there's in this thing here, there's a disconnect switch up in there. If you can see that, I don't know, but yeah, there's a disconnect switch right up in there, and it wasn't getting juice. And anyways, so I said to him, you know, well, I mean, I'll check the breaker, because the breaker was on and everything, so you know, I just went up and double checked, and I told the guy that I think it's got to be this thing here, because that's the only other place that it could be is in here. So we came back here with the voltmeter, checked it, and we took this thing off. So we took this thing off and arced. I think the ground wire was loose in there too. That didn't help. Or something was up in there, was short, was bad. So you know, that's supposed to be, this is kind of like code. You're supposed to have this back here. And so anyways, we just took, for now, we just took and wire nut the two wires, the 120 and 120 you said equals 240. And so I got to put this thing back up in here later on here. Well, I'll shut the juice off later on maybe, but just for now we're just gonna leave it that way. But anyways, yeah, one thing that when he was checking it, he noticed too, because like I say, one side is 120 and the other side is 120. What you got to do when you have your voltmeter is, if you take and touch both your leads to both sides and you get 240, then you know it's working. But what sometimes people will do is they'll touch one lead to this and one to the ground, and they'll say, hey, it's 120 and there's 120 over here. But it's not until you take both leads and you touch them there. If you don't get 240, then you know you have a problem. It's just back feeding. That's what it does. It back feeds, so it'll show up as 120 on either side. But yeah, so that's kind of what the deal was with this thing. It was just it was more of an electrical thing. It was that contact switch, and then it was that thing, and it was kind of frustrating because last night it was pretty cold. But you know, I was kind of joking with the service guy about it last night. I was saying, well, because yeah, it might be cold out, but at least it ain't 70 degrees out here, and we're fighting off a bunch of mosquitoes. Getting eaten up alive by mosquitoes. But yeah, I guess that was just trying to think positive about it. But yeah, anyways, we got it going. So it was, you know, it was a little bit low on Freon. Maybe he added a couple pounds of Freon, or maybe even just a pound. So, but it's cooling good now. So I just thought I'd show that or tell that to you guys quick. But anyways, I got to keep going here with things for the day here. So okay, I'm out here in the shed here. I'm gonna get going. Actually, we're just doing the feeding here. It's because it's about the middle of the day. It's a little bit after 12 o'clock. And it is the warmest time of the day, sometime in the best time. And the temperature is still below 0. And if you wait till the middle of the day to do the feeding chores, it just makes everything start up so much nicer. So yeah, everything has been plugged in. If anybody ever sees this ET, it doesn't mean extraterrestrial. I wrote these on here. This one's for the engine, this one's for the transmission. It just helps keep the transmission oil warm. But you gotta plug it in when you get done using it. You can't just plug it in any old time, because it could score the oil. That's what the book says. So I'm gonna get this thing going. I'm sure the glow plugs are probably gonna turn on because it is cold out. And they should come on here any second. Maybe it's not gonna turn on. Huh. Let me try it again here. I don't see them. Huh. That's kind of surprising. Thought the glow plugs would turn on here, but they're not. So, yep, I can imagine that oil has got to be thick as molasses in there. That's why we run that Schaefer's oil in there, mainly because it's got that moly in there, and it, well, the oil is waiting for the oil pressure of the oil to get to things. That moly is helping lubricate things. Okay, so, got this thing going. Run over here, fire up the old 4020. There she goes. So we got everything going here. Well, I gotta get that started later on. I think we're gonna have to grind a batch of feed here today. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do that again. Well, I hate grinding feed. Yep. So everything's warming up, and I'm gonna get going with the feeding chores. Okay, we're getting close to getting done with the feeding here. I just got done putting haylage on the feeder wagon for the cows, and I'm just taking you can't see it here, but I'm taking this air tank that was out in the shed back up to the yard, because we might need it sometime, and this needs to get aired back up again. And that tire doesn't need air in it anymore, because the tire in the feed grinder, it's got tire jacked in it now, so that problem is fixed. But unfortunately, we might have to grind a batch of feed here. I don't know how much feed is on the feed grinder right now, but we'll see. It's going to be close. So yeah, I'm just headed up into the yard. Whoops, almost dropped you guys. Just gonna drop this off up here, and then load the feed back on the feeder wagon, and see what happens. Oh, I just hope it warms up. It's just so gosh dang cold out. I guess this is still January yet, so we'll see. It's gotta warm up someday eventually, but we thought that last year in the spring. Spring was very late coming last year, so we'll see here. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going here, and We'll see if we have to grind a batch feed. I hate grinding a batch feed on Sunday because I do like to rest a little bit on Sunday or take it easy, but sometimes you can't. That's the way it works. Okay, gotta get this thing started up here to get the feed out of here. There's not. It's kind of empty in there. I think we're gonna have to grind a batch feed, but I gotta run the feed off on here onto the feeder wagon here. But I gotta get started. I know some people probably wonder. I know I've explained this before, but lately I've been having trouble when you start this. Sometimes it grinds and you pull the lever back. And the reason why it grinds is because this is this flywheel is a aftermarket flywheel. It's not the original flywheel. That's why there's a hole cut in here. It's got the special locking hub on here for the crankshaft. And the problem is, if I had the cover off, you'd see it better. But the flywheel doesn't seat up as tight as the original one did, so there's more of a gap. And it probably would help if I replace the ring gear in here. Would probably help too on the flywheel. And there's the pinion on here. I could replace that too if I could get a new one, which I don't think I can. And that would help. But yeah, that's why it's got an aftermarket flywheel in here. And sometimes I think about taking this hub and getting the hub tapered, or putting it in a turning lane, see if they could turn it down a little bit more, and so that way I could get it sucked up on there higher, closer to the tractor. But that's the problem right now. And then I had a problem here too. I don't know why, but anybody that's familiar with 2 cylinders knows how these are. There's a drive disc in here in the clutch, and that drive disc somehow came loose a little bit, and it kind of made the splines on the drive disc a little bit, wore them down just a little bit, and the splines in the crank a little bit. But I put a washer on here to push it on a little tighter, but then it does push the whole thing a little closer to the flywheel here, so, or to the drive disc. So sometimes it doesn't make this thing turn as freely as it should. I might have to try to shim that up somehow so it doesn't do that, but it's not too bad. It's just that it does make it a little harder to have a little free play in the free roll in here, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna get this get the thing started up and see what happens. check that moon out. Yeah. Look at that moon. Tonight is supposed to be the wolf blood moon or something. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's cold out, but I'm gonna try to see if I can watch that tonight, because pretty sure it's tonight. I don't know what time it's supposed to happen, the lunar eclipse. So yeah, it's gonna be a blood moon, but I don't think there'll be any wolves out howling though. Yeah. Well, I better keep going. I gotta get done with chores here yet. Well, I'm finally done with everything for the day except for milking for the second time today. But man, dang, is it cold out there? Man, it's like, I don't know, I just checked the temperature on my phone. It's at 6 below. 6 below zero. Never got above zero at all today. It was just, man, it's just freaking cold out there. Just everything is nothing. When you get below zero, sub-zero temperatures, it's just like you're entering a different world. It's just cold. Nothing wants to work like it should, or it seems like it. I don't want to work right when it's cold. Man, it just, But anyways, I got the batch of feed ground, and yeah, that tractor. Finally, you know, like you saw, we pulled started to get it. I can't even talk. My jaw's like all stiff. But yeah, we had to pull start it, and what you guys didn't see was that I edited out a bunch of that stuff of trying to get started. Real time was like, I think like 25 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. I was kind of piddling around trying to get that tractor started with the pony engine, and just couldn't get it going. It was just so cold. I don't know why. I just couldn't get it started. Part of it is that grinding. It always grinds on that flywheel. I need to try to put some lubricant on there to see if we can get it to go in better. You know, take that flywheel cover off and do that. But yeah. So yeah, you guys didn't see it. I'm just gonna. I edited out a bunch of it, made it shorter. Real time was like, yeah, 25, 30 minutes of dinking around with it. So I finally just called my brother and said, can you come out here, bring the loader tractor out, let's just pull start the thing. And it's like, you know, I only pulled it about probably less than 20 feet and started right up, you know, just boom. Got a lot more torque that way with using the wheels. But so anyways, I gotta go grab a bite to eat and get back out and milk the cows. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, drop it down in the comment section below. check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Organic Dairyman. And yeah, I am on Snapchat, but I don't got the whole Snapchat thing all figured out. I'm still trying to figure that out, but yeah, I am on Snapchat as Organic Dairyman, but I haven't really figured out how to use that properly. So I'm trying to. I got Twitter and Instagram figured out, but not really Snapchat. And let's see what else. So yeah, please, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, tap the little notification bell at the top. That way you'll get an instant notification as soon as I put out a new video, and it does not cost you a nickel or a dime to subscribe to my channel. It's perfectly free. And share any of my videos with friends and family if you want. And yes, so yeah, go back, check out all my other videos. And a big thank you to everybody that has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. And thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. And I'll catch you later. Well, guys, if you look at that, there is the moon. It's changing. Whoa, I guess that zoomed in. The moon is changing, or the earth is passing in front of the moon. The lunar eclipse is happening.